What is going on, everyone? Matthew97657 here, and today we are back with yet another figure unboxing and review. And as the title and thumbnail suggests, this is going to be the Bandai DX Talking Gochizo special set, including the Jelly Noir Gochizo as well as the Lage 9 Gochizo. So with that being said, nothing more to it than to get right on into it. And just to do a quick look at the box here, we kind of have the standard, food-esque kind of packaging that we have seen on the other ones. And I'm talking as if I've uploaded all those, but I actually have not. I do have all, the entire series of the Talking Gochizo line recorded, but I just never decided to record it. So I'm not sure why, but I really wanted to get this one out because this one I feel like is a really, really fun one to, I guess, end off on. If I'm being 100% honest, I don't think we're going to get too much of this line anymore, just because they've already kind of covered most of the Gavv Gochizos. And plus, it's already been it's almost coming up on a year since the show has ended, so still getting merchandise is still relatively nice, but obviously they got to keep moving on. But here are the two Gochizos in their little protective cardboard shell. It's usually straight to the point. There's no extra packaging. It's just, like I just say, straight to the point. There you have the Jelly Noir as well as the Lage 9. I think that's how you say his name. That's how they always said it. I don't know if you would say like in English. I don't think you would call it Lage 9. That doesn't sound right. They always said Lage 9. So I'm just going to go ahead and say it like that. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. But there it is. That's the kind of fun, kind of extra special Gochizo. But I mean, realistically, if you're buying this for the Jelly Noir Gochizo, which is honestly super cool, super fun. It just looks very, very funny. You can kind of see the little glasses, almost kind of reminiscent of Niel's glasses. And then obviously you have this, which is just a standard. It's not a talking Gochizo. So let's just go ahead and get that one out of the way first because it's just a standard one. Kind of has the all black fit, essentially. The all black fit with, I think that's like a bowler's hat. I wouldn't call it a fedora. It's more of like a bowler's hat. It does have, the black arms of the Gochizo. Just your standard run-of-the-mill fun character Gochizo. I know they did one for pretty much all the other human characters in the show. I didn't decide to pick them up just because I didn't want to run out of space for everything that I have already. So I went ahead and played it safe. But this one, I had to get. I think if you've seen the short and everything, it's a really, really nice one to have, especially in like a new mold, new sound. Although I've heard most of the sound comes from the device, so the Gochizo itself compared to the driver, because I don't think the driver has the sounds in there. Because not to say that it wasn't planned, but it probably would have gotten leaked or spoiled to some degree. I think that's kind of how it works. But obviously, enough rambling. You can kind of see there's a little electronic tab thing you pull out. There you go. So essentially the electronics are able to have function. We do have this button here, which you can kind of see is a little off level. It's got a little bit of an increase compared to the base of the Gochizo, as well as we have the two pins that I think essentially marks it as, it's in. And then this is, if I recall correctly, this is how you change into the other modes. So it's just very fun, right? It's a very fun looking one. So let's go ahead and get into it. Usually they have around 15 Gochizo lines, and then usually about 2 or 3 human lines, and then I think this one has some music in it as well. So let's go ahead and just get started. Let's stop hearing me. Let's go. Okay, I think that kind of I think we looped there. It was around, I think, 17 or 18 different voice lines in there. So quite a numerous amount. It's kind of got like a more of like a deep, mischievous sounding voice, obviously. Not necessarily the most lighthearted fella in the Gochizo line. So what I will do next is I believe this one does have 2 songs attached, which I think you just hold down the kind of action button. So let's go ahead and see what happens here. I'm gonna hold it down once and then see what happens. Okay, it looks like that was just like an edit of the Bitter Poison song, and I want to say it started off kind of like how it starts off in the beginning of the song, and then it segues into I think the last verse, which includes both characters singing, which is interesting. It's interesting that they got a lot of the song in there, just because I don't think there's a lot of like memory space for like a device this small. But I'm thoroughly impressed. I really like the Bitter Poison song. It's honestly it's a really like catchy. It's a really catchy song, and I think as an insert, whenever it plays, it's just like, oh, okay, it's a very good like cinematic moment in that short special they made for the show slash film. But let's go ahead and hear the second song that's included on here, right here. All right, and on that second one, we had "Array of Light," the end credit song of the Route Stomach short special that they did. So really cool. It's a lot shorter than the Bitter Poison. I really think they wanted to get the Bitter Poison just because it starts playing whenever they use this, or Lakia uses this to transform. So let's go ahead and move on. I know I'm spending a lot of time on it. So if you change it, so right now we're on Talking Gochizo mode, and then you go to like the human dialogue mode, and then you go to the special effects mode. So let's go ahead and just press twice here. So now we are on human dialogue. Let's go ahead and just hear those real quick. Okay, so there was about 4 different dialogues with Lakia. Kind of just the ones we heard throughout Route Stomach, which I think is nice. It's what you'd expect, right? So very good, very nice on that one. So let's go ahead. Let's just do the transformation, and then we'll do the special effects on the transformation. So we go here. Come on. Oh, okay, hold on. So that one is for the extra. This is for the human voices, and then you go double tap it again. And so I'm assuming that's the special effects one. So we're gonna go back to the normal mode. I'm sorry, guys. Come on. Usually it's just 2 taps, but sometimes it doesn't register. So I think it's the time we're all been waiting for. We do have the Rashram gear here. And so I'm just going to put it like this, or I'm going to try to keep it center while it does its thing. So I'm going to turn it on. And so here we have our Jelly Noir Gochizo. And so it's as simple as the other ones. I'm not really sure. So let's go. Oh. Okay. I think I messed up a little bit there. Turn that off. Maybe I have to go into this mode. I feel like it's a special effects mode though. There we go. So as you can hear, different standby sound effects. All right, and as you can tell, all of these sound effects are coming from the actual Gochizo, not the driver itself. So I guess you could say it's a little bit on the quiet side. There's also a little bit of a delay just because I think they had to like mechanically make it to where it knows when to start, and I don't think it can do it like immediately compared to like, you know, the base Gochizos we've seen, which is a little bit of a shame, but I think for, you know, making it still possible, I think it's still relatively nice. So let's go ahead and do the finisher here. And that one was almost instantaneous whenever I pulled the lever up. So let's see how it is on the way back down. So yeah, a little bit of delay on the pull down on the lever. I think up is like almost instantaneous. Let's see, hear it again. Yeah, pretty instantaneous. But yeah, I guess realistically saying like the only like true downside is it's got a little bit of delay on it. What mode are we in right now? Okay, so I think we have to be in that. I think we have to be in this last mode because this is. Then, okay, there we go. This might actually just play the song. I know I messed up a little bit earlier, but we're gonna go do it again, and I'm gonna let the standby play a little bit, just because it's different. I really do actually like the difference in the standby. So here we go one more time. I really like it. I just can't get enough of it. All right, here we go. Let's see if the music starts playing here. No, okay, so I think I got it wrong. I think this is the special effects or the added one. So let's go ahead and do the finisher. And then, okay, sorry. And then I think, I remember now. I think you have to press both this button, the change effect button, and the actual action button at the same time. There we go. Oh my gosh, it's like so much louder. All right, here we go. This should have the music time. The music as well as the special sound effects. So it's as crazy as it's gonna get here. So yeah, very nice, if I might add in. And then, so I want to see if playing it right now, it's going to keep going. But if I do it again for the finisher, the music will just keep going. So we're going to go ahead and just do that right now. So yeah, it looks like kind of like midway through whenever I made the sound effects as well as the music play, it looks like both of them got lowered. And then as soon as the sound effects finished, the music picked back up to more of like an increased volume. So it's very interesting to see how they design that. It's very interesting to see how they design that. But honestly, I'm a fan. I really like it. Obviously, it does have a little bit of some downsides since it's like not like a naturally like regular Gochizo, which I do have on me in my pockets here. So just as a quick comparison, this is the remaining portion of the Talking Gochizo line. As you can see, they're a little bit bigger, as I'm going to bring out the standard ones here, but you can see the difference between them all. I believe it still uses like the jelly sound effects, not so much the pudding, like if you put it into the Gavv driver. But, you know, pretty cool. Pretty cool to see all of them in the Talking Gochizo line at least. And then if you wanted to see how it compares to the standard release, I do have them right over here. And you do see an immediate like size difference between the two, a lot taller on these just to fit the electronic components in there. So very interesting, right? Yeah, it's a little bit of a shame. I really wish we could have gotten one of these without the with like the drop mechanism, where if you push it down it has the drop. But I think it's just impossible because the driver doesn't have the sound effects even with like the pins. I don't think they could have done that. I could be wrong, but I think that's the reasoning as to why. So let's go ahead and we did our comparisons. Let's just do a fun last use of them. I do have the Gavv driver here, so we're gonna go ahead and put this one in. So standard jelly. Standard jelly there, and we'll go ahead and do the finisher here. All right. So, like I said, standard, it's got the same effects as one of these jellies here. I don't think I've put one of these in, so I'm not too sure what I'm going to get out of it, but let's go ahead and just try it. Alright, so it looks like they just gave it like the special one, which is fun in its own right. I really like the like clear colors because then that means the light can just pass through really vividly and it looks really nice. So nothing too crazy on that one. It's more of like a novelty Gochizo to have, especially if you have the other ones. But I mean, realistically speaking, that is about it. I think I covered mostly everything. I had a little hiccups here and there, but I think I got the job done in showcasing these two in the Talking Gochizo line, which I really like. I think, like I've said before, it's a little bit of a shame we couldn't get the Jelly Noir like this with this capability that it can go down, like the play feature, because I think that's always a neat one. Or just like, if you just wanted the standard effects, you didn't really care for the Lage 9, or I guess even the music. I know some people probably don't care too much about the music. They really just want the standard, like a standard looking one. But I think if this is all we're gonna get for now, I think it gets the job done, which I really like. I really like the music capabilities, the play functions of it. So it's got a lot of variety you can do with it compared to the normal ones, but I do see the appeal of the normal size ones too. So very fun. I was really looking forward to this one, and honestly, like I said earlier, I think this might be one of the last Talking Gochizos we're gonna get for a while, unless they do like rebrands of them, make them a little bit more, make the sound quality a little bit like a little bit more louder or higher in quality. That's always possible, but with what we're working with, I gotta say I'm a really big fan of the Jelly Noir Gochizo, as well as the short, the route stomach too. I think it was a very fun kind of like spin-off alternate what if scenario within the Gavv series. So yeah, so let me know. Sorry, I can't stop holding this little guy. So with that being said, I guess there's nothing really more to say. Let me know what you guys thought of the DX Bandai Talking Gochizo Jelly Noir, as well as the Lage 9 Gochizo. Let me know what you guys thought of these two. They were definitely a blast, and I think a fun send-off for the newest form of Gavv content we've gotten in like a, I guess like main-esque line, like high quality production line thing. So it's very cool. I'm a very big fan of them. I really love the Jelly Noir. It's a very, very good Gochizo. So with that being said, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya!